Whenever there's an alien in the script, they come to me, and then we make it.
Joe Harlow and his crew, unbelievable. I mean, this is my introduction into that world.
The scope of this film is tremendous. We've got more aliens in this film than the first two combined doubled.
Well, you certainly know you're in a Star Trek picture when there's 50 aliens walking around.
The non-human characters in Star Trek are very important, and the more of them there are, the better.
Since it was the 50th anniversary, we've thought, you know what, let's have at least 50 different alien races. Now, this is not 50 different alien heads or 50 different alien makeups. This is 50 unique alien races, and then multiples of those.
It's a very important part of Star Trek, and there's a honor to makeup effects, in-camera stuff, because many films now move into the CG world. It's a very hard responsibility to be able to pull this off.
Right?
It's monumental, the amount of work that, you know, this crew is generating.
I've had the great pleasure of actually just wandering around at the workshop and looking at all the different aliens and stuff, and it's a treasure trove. We could spend hours in there.
In the beginning, some very talented designers rendered pieces not only in 2 dimensions, but also in 3. We present those then to Justin, JJ, and based on their notes, we refine.
What I appreciated most was the dialogue in creating these characters. Joel was flexible and he was able to meet me wherever we needed to bring everything to life.
When everybody's in agreement, you then bring that actor in. We do a live cast of them. So now we have a representation of their head in stone, and we sculpt the alien character on top of their head.
Nice.
We have 50 different alien characters. We've got about 30 different alien character makeups. The rest are masks. These are clearly not prosthetic makeups. These are full masks. Some of them will be animatronic. The makeups are much more difficult. So say you've got 4 pieces. Let's say forehead, lower face, back of the head, and neck. We mold those, clean the clay out of there, inject silicone into that, and when that's cured, you open it up, you take your piece out, pre-paint it, patterning or whatever kind of alien markings on it, and then you apply it on the day, blend everything together.
Most of the time, once you've taken the prosthetic off, it's maybe you can get a second use at it, but chances are not. So you always have to manufacture multiple prosthetics so that you have them for the day after.
There's a flavor to Star Trek, and you never want to lose that. But in this film, since we are as far out in the universe as we've ever been, we're going to run into some characters that we've never seen before. The design process for Krull was extreme. He is kind of an assimilation of the biological material of all these aliens that he's drained the essence out of. So parts of all of them on a genetic level have affected him and turned him into this sort of alien amalgam hybrid.
We had different heads, like his most alien-like, his transformation head.
The makeup changes, but still keeping some of the signature physical traits in the face that the original Krull makeup had. And you can see the relation.
I'd never done prosthetic works as deeply as that, so I lent into the puppetry of it and just threw myself into that space.
Star Trek has never really had an alien bad guy like this.
This way.
With Jayla, there was a very conscious effort to make her distinct, to make her iconic. And the elegance of the lines on that makeup, I think, is really what makes it stand out. That combined with the hairstyle. She's tying Jayla's wig, one hair at a time. The hair color in this wig really reads alien.
When she put that makeup on, it was kind of like this iconic signature look that we couldn't have predicted when we were putting it all together. And it felt really, really good.
I've never done prosthetic before. I like that second skin. I like what it brought to me. It's like, as soon as I had it on, you feel in character. I wouldn't feel anywhere near it if I didn't have it on.
Each one of these characters has their own laundry list of challenges. Spock is iconic, and Spock's ears and Spock's eyebrows for the makeup department is what makes him iconic.
The work that Joel and his team have done on this film is really mind-blowing.
Even though it may seem very easy, you know, in the midst of everything you see behind me, it's that subtlety that makes it extremely difficult, because there's no room for error. Every character went through alterations. The Keenser character is already iconic. It's known to fans, so you can't change it. But what we did do is we re-sculpted it. We cleaned up some areas.
This is Keenser's mold right here.
So what you're seeing, even though it looks like the original Keenser, is a brand new Keenser, complete with hands. The most complex is the character Natalia. You know, it's so many pieces. There's so much exposed alien skin. She's got this giant nautilus-shaped head. She's got a back piece, you know, a chest piece. She's got shoulder pieces. She's got full exposed arms. You know, and the size of this head, I mean, it's enormous. Based on the variety and the elaborateness of some of these heads, a lot of the subtle facial expressions have to be amplified underneath to translate as subtle on the surface.
I have to compromise with lens, and I can feel my skin. This is prosthetic. So I have to practice and practice in front of the mirror like hours just to see this madness. Who are you?
For me, the kick with acting is to not feel like yourself. And so prosthetics has been really, really interesting in terms of understanding masks.
We haven't had anybody in our trailer that hasn't been completely enthusiastic and embracing of this craft that is makeup. They inhabit those faces, they inhabit those bodies, and they really deliver something special.
Working with Joel, like you get the face, and then you build a walk, you build a whole world around this guy, you build a whole character just to bring it, the alien, to life.
You spend, you know, months sometimes with a design, nurturing it as it grows up to a finished makeup, but it's not a character until you apply that makeup and you see it come to life. You know, and the other departments bring what they have to it, the wardrobe, the props, and you see it in its environment living. That's a moment that, you know, every time I do it, it floors me.
Joel is amazing. You know, his work speaks for itself, as you can see. Joel's work.
He is the best at what he does. Like, he kind of spoiled it for me. I wish I'm never gonna do that ever again, just because I'll be terrified to work with anybody else but him.
You know, this is what I got into this business for, is being able to create interesting characters. You know, and this film certainly has such a bounty of interesting and exciting characters that, you know, you can't ask for anything more than this.